Chevy has built some of the greatest engines in automotive history. They have also built some that should never have left the factory. General Motors paid $150 million in lawsuit settlements because one engine quietly destroyed itself inside millions of trucks, and that engine is still sitting in vehicles on the road right now. Today, I am ranking 3 worst and 4 best Chevy engines you can actually own. The engines to run from, the engines to hunt down, and the one that GM had absolutely perfect before they decided to ruin it. Let's go. Worst number 1, the Chevy Vega. 2.3-liter inline 4. If you want to understand what happens when GM builds something cheap and fast without thinking it through, look at the Vega. This 4-cylinder arrived in the early 1970s with a concept that was genuinely interesting on paper. A lightweight aluminum block designed to compete with Japanese imports and the Ford Pinto. Progressive thinking for an American automaker at the time. In practice, it was one of the most catastrophic engineering failures in American automotive history. GM built the aluminum block without steel cylinder liners. The cylinder walls wore down faster than brake pads in a New York taxi. By 30,000 miles, these engines were burning a quart of oil between every fill-up. By 50,000 miles, the exhaust was pouring blue smoke continuously. The aluminum blocks warped from heat because aluminum without proper reinforcement simply cannot handle sustained thermal stress. In 1974, Chevy quietly sent notices to approximately 1.3 million Vega owners, confirming they would cover engine damage caused by overheating under warranty. That acknowledgement is as close to a public confession as GM ever issued on this engine. If you ever see a Vega at a car show still running its original engine, check carefully. The overwhelming odds are that someone swapped in a Toyota 4-cylinder or a small block V8 decades ago, because nobody who understood this engine kept the factory motor any longer than they had to. The Vega is automotive history at this point, but the next engine on this list is still inside vehicles people are driving right now. Worst number 2, the GM 3.6-liter V6. This engine is everywhere. Chevy put it in the Traverse, the Equinox, the Camaro, and the Colorado, and it found its way into Buick and GMC models as well. The 3.6 has one structural problem that defines ownership of any vehicle it lives in: the timing chain. These chains stretch like a rubber band over time, and when they finally skip or snap, the engine is done without warning. Owner forms document the failure pattern with painful consistency. A Traverse arrives at a shop with approximately 85,000 miles on the clock. The timing chain has stretched so far that the engine is throwing misfire codes across multiple cylinders simultaneously. The repair estimate for that job alone starts north of $3,000 on a vehicle that has not yet reached 100,000 miles. The timing chain is not the only issue. These units also consume oil beyond normal rates, destroy water pumps ahead of any reasonable service schedule, build up carbon deposits on the intake valves because direct injection bypasses the cleaning effect that port injection provided, and throw random cylinder misfires that send owners through multiple diagnostic visits before the root cause is identified and confirmed. Mechanics who work on these engines regularly call them full employment engines because there is consistently something demanding attention and there is rarely a clean bill of health. If you are considering a used Chevy with a 3.6, pull the complete maintenance records before anything else. If the timing chain was never replaced and the odometer has passed 70,000 miles, the repair is either already overdue or arriving shortly. Factor that cost into any negotiation before you commit to the purchase or walk away from the deal entirely. On a platform this widespread, knowing what you are buying before you sign is not optional. Worst number 3, the 5.3-liter Vortec with active fuel management. Before the comments arrive in volume, this needs to be stated clearly. The 5.3 is not a bad engine. The block itself is solid. The architecture is proven across decades and hundreds of thousands of miles on properly maintained examples. But General Motors took a perfectly good engine and attached a system to it that introduced a specific, expensive, and well-documented failure mode that owners are still paying to fix today. Active fuel management is a fuel-saving system that shuts down 4 of the 8 cylinders under light throttle. To make this work, GM installed 16 specialized collapsible lifters inside the engine. These lifters are the problem. They collapse when conditions do not warrant it. When a lifter collapses at the wrong moment, it bends the push rod. The bent push rod damages the camshaft lobe. By the time that failure sequence reaches its conclusion, the owner is looking at a complete top-end rebuild starting at $3,000 and climbing past $5,000 when the camshaft requires replacement alongside the lifters. On top of the mechanical lifter failures, these engines suffered from defective piston rings that caused oil consumption of up to a quart every 1,000 to 2,000 miles. General Motors eventually paid approximately $150 million in lawsuit settlements related to these issues. These engines powered the Silverado, the Tahoe, the Suburban, and the Yukon. The vehicles that working families and contractors depend on every single day. The failure pattern announces itself deceptively. It starts as a faint tick on cold startup that disappears after a minute of running. Owners hear it, search online, and find someone suggesting it is normal piston slap. They believe it. 6 months later, that tick becomes a constant knock, and the camshaft lobes are already damaged beyond recovery. If you are shopping for a Silverado from this generation, confirm whether someone already deleted the AFM system with an aftermarket kit before purchase. If they did, the truck may be solid. If they did not, budget for that repair. It is coming regardless of current mileage. Quick pause. 3 worst engines down, and every one of them shares the same pattern. GM either cut corners on materials, ignored a known design flaw, or added complexity that created failure, modes the original engine never had. Hit like and subscribe right now. 4 best engines coming up, including the one that most people have never heard of that regularly hits. 300,000 miles with nothing but oil changes, and the one that GM had absolutely perfect before they decided to bolt their most expensive mistake onto it. Let's keep going. Best number 1, the 4.3-liter Vortec V6. This is one of the most underrated engines General Motors ever produced, and it receives almost no recognition relative to what it consistently delivers over time. The 4.3 is architecturally a small block V8 with 2 cylinders removed. It shares the same bore and stroke as the legendary 350, running on 6 cylinders instead of 8. That means it inherited the entire durability foundation and mechanical simplicity of the small block platform without the additional weight and fuel consumption of a full V8. You find this engine in the S10 pickup, the Astro van, the Express van, and in marine applications where reliability is not optional and mechanical failure carries real consequences. Fleet operators ran these engines continuously under commercial loads, and they kept running without demanding significant intervention. Owner and fleet documentation includes express vans with over 260,000 miles on the original engine. No rebuild, no major repairs. Used as a commercial delivery vehicle in Phoenix, Arizona, through summer heat with stop-and-go traffic and consistent heavy cargo loads. The engine did not care. It kept working. Parts are inexpensive and available at every auto parts store in the country without special ordering or waiting. The 4.3 does not generate enthusiast attention. It does not appear on lists of legendary engines in automotive magazines. But fleet operators who needed an engine to work every day without drama chose it repeatedly, and it rewarded that choice with years of uncomplicated service. If you need a reliable V6 powered Chevy and do not require the towing capacity of a full V8, find one with a 4.3 and hold on to it. Best number 2, the small block Chevy 350 V8. This is the engine that built Chevy's reputation, and nothing else in the catalog across all of these decades has come close to matching the legacy it established. The first generation small block 350 debuted in the 1967 Camaro and went on to power Corvettes, Silverados, Suburbans, and marine applications. It ran in continuous production from 1967 all the way through 1992. 25 years of uninterrupted production. And the reason for that run is not complicated. It is dead simple. Pushrod design with a cast iron block, no computer management, no variable valve timing, no cylinder deactivation, nothing engineered complex enough to create its own failure modes. Just a solid V8 that makes strong, usable power and refuses to quit under normal maintenance. Owner documentation shows 350 small block engines with over 300,000 miles still running on their original bottom ends. parts availability for this engine is unlike anything else in the industry at any price point. Every auto parts store in the country carries full rebuild components on the shelf. A complete rebuild on a 350 in a home garage over a weekend using basic hand tools and an engine stand is genuinely achievable for anyone with mechanical patience. Attempt the equivalent process on a modern direct injection V8, and the sensors, wiring harnesses, and computer modules alone will stop most people before the intake manifold comes off. The 350 does not require that conversation. It wants oil, fuel, and spark. From a pure technology standpoint, the LS architecture is the more capable engine, but the original 350 earned its place through 25 years of continuous production proof that no other engine in the catalog has matched. Some things earn their reputation the hard way, through decades of undeniable real-world evidence, and the small block 350 is the definitive example of that in the Chevrolet lineup. Best number 3, the 4.8-liter Vortec V8. Everybody in the Chevy community talks about the 5.3. Almost nobody outside of dedicated truck forums talks about the 4.8. And that precise lack of general attention is exactly why it belongs on this list. The 4.8 shares the same Generation 3 and Generation 4 small block platform as the 5.3. Same architecture, same fundamental layout, same reliability, DNA built into the foundation. But there is one critical difference that defines the entire long-term ownership experience compared to its more famous sibling. The 4.8 never received active fuel management. No collapsible lifters installed anywhere in the valve train. No cylinder deactivation hardware of any kind. None of the specific failure modes that have cost 5.3 owners thousands of dollars in repairs that should never have been necessary. It is a shorter stroke version that produces slightly less peak power, but it operates under meaningfully less mechanical stress across every mile of daily use. That operating margin translates directly and consistently into extended service life that the 5.3 in its AFM configuration simply cannot match. These engines regularly reach 250,000 to 300,000 miles, with nothing more required than consistent oil changes and a water pump replacement around 150,000 miles. When one finally reaches the end of its service life, a replacement from a salvage yard costs approximately $500, because the broader market has not discovered them the way it has discovered the 5.3. That price gap is a direct result of the attention gap. Everyone searches for the 5.3. Very few people look for the 4.8. If you find a Silverado or an express van with a 4.8 under the hood, you have found a deal that most buyers will drive past without a second look. Best number 4, the 5.3-liter Vortec from 1999 to 2006. The same engine just appeared on the worst list. Now it is on the best list. That is not a contradiction. It is the entire point of this comparison. The pre-active fuel management. 5.3 is a completely different ownership proposition than the 2007 and later version, the Generation 3. 5.3 that arrived in 1999 had none of the problems that went on to define and damage the reputation of the later version. No cylinder deactivation, no collapsible lifters, no fuel management system attempting to outsmart mechanical reality. Just a clean, well-engineered small block V8 that made strong, reliable power and consumed a reasonable amount of fuel for its displacement. This engine came in 4 configurations, 2 used cast iron blocks and 2 used aluminum. Every single configuration is still praised by mechanics and long-term owners for being inexpensive to maintain and reliably durable over extended mileage. There is a reason you still see 2002 and 2003 Silverados operating as daily drivers today. That generation. 5.3 does not quit. Owner documentation includes trucks operating well past 300,000 miles, with nothing but regular oil changes. Fleet operators running early 2000s, Silverados as working commercial vehicles report that the only engine work performed across multiple trucks over hundreds of thousands of combined miles is an occasional water pump at 200,000 miles. The frustrating part for anyone who has followed this engine's history is the clarity of what happened. General Motors had a perfect engine, proven, reliable, trusted by owners across millions of vehicles. Then they attached a fuel-saving system to it that introduced the exact failure modes the original never had, spent $150 million settling the resulting lawsuits, and continued using the compromised system for years after the problem was fully documented. If you are shopping for a used Chevy truck or SUV and you want the 5.3, stay with 1999 through 2006. Skip the active fuel management era completely. The engine GM built before they decided to complicate it is still out there, still running and still worth finding. That is what a properly designed truck engine looks like in practice. The irony is complete. General Motors had a perfect engine and then attached a fuel-saving system that ended up costing owners thousands in repairs and cost GM $150 million in court. Closing, 3 worst, 4 best. The Vega's aluminum cylinder walls that sent GM writing warranty notices to 1.3 million owners. The 3.6 that is one stretched timing chain away from a $3,000 repair at 80,000 miles. The AFM 5.3 that cost General Motors $150 million and is still failing today. Against them, the 4.3 that fleet operators could not stop. The 350 that earned 25 years of production through pure mechanical honesty. The 4.8 that nobody searches for and regularly delivers 300,000 miles. And the original 5.3 that GM had right before they decided to ruin it. Hit like and subscribe. Drop your engine and mileage in the comments. I will see you in the next one.